Hi, what is acetyl L-carnitine or L-carnitine, and what can it do for you if you have Hashimoto's? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah Peternell. I'm the owner of Family Nutrition Services in Denver, Colorado, and I'm the creator of the 30-day online nutrition program called Nourished and Renewed with Hashimoto's. So I actually decided to do this video about L-carnitine kind of on a whim, to be honest. The weirdest things have been happening lately when I see clients in my office. There's been a big pattern lately of my Hashimoto's clients. When we get their micronutrient testing results back, I found that a number of people with hypothyroidism and autoimmune Hashimoto's are deficient in this one amino acid. Yes, there can be other patterns that correlate, and I'll discuss those in some other videos. I have given some tips already about magnesium and zinc and iodine and vitamin D. You can check those videos out on my channel. But today I'm actually talking about an amino acid, which is the building block of protein. And essential amino acids are really important in our diet because we can't get them from within inside of our body. Anything that's essential means we must acquire it or obtain it from an outside source. So carnitine or L-carnitine in the supplemental form or acetyl L-carnitine is a supplement that you can take for health. This is also an amino acid that is commonly tested on many of the micronutrient tests that I use, including both the SpectraCell and the Metabolomics. These tests are looking for specific deficiencies in individuals with chronic health conditions. And in the case of my practice, I work with a lot of people with Hashimoto's. I myself have also been deficient in carnitine a time or two, and I can tell you that I recognize pretty quickly the symptoms in myself when I maybe am becoming deficient again, and I can also see it pretty clearly in a lot of my clients even before their test results come back. But what's happening recently is I'm seeing this huge kind of wave of people with their testing where there are some patterns of deficiencies, even in individuals who consume high quality animal protein, which is a good source of dietary carnitine. So I'm going to discuss a little bit about basically what carnitine is and what it can do in your body, and then how you can supplement with this nutrient. So L-carnitine, let's basically talk about some of the very basics. We call it acetyl L-carnitine in a supplemental form. It's an amino acid, and it's really important for generating energy. And again, it is needed from outside sources, namely animal protein and especially red meat. So a lot of people will supplement with this because it has some benefits. It works to enhance mitochondrial function. That's one of the main things. So for people who have Hashimoto's and they're experiencing fatigue, they're experiencing low energy, they're feeling, really exhausted after exercise, they're having slow recovery. Acetyl L-carnitine really helps to kind of boost that mitochondria, that powerhouse of the cell, to get more energy production out of each and every cell in your body. But it's also really great for brain power and cognition and memory and mood. And for those of you, if you've watched my video all about brain fog with Hashimoto's, you can see how this supplement may also help if you have brain fog. One of the things that a lot of people use L-carnitine for is to kind of help with the recovery after workouts. This is a sort of a tried and true supplement that's used in a lot of the fitness circles, and it's used among a lot of bodybuilders. So it definitely has some of those post-workout recovery endurance benefits. But I'm going to kind of stay away from some of the sports nutrition features and really focus on what it can do for you if you have Hashimoto's. So it's considered an anti-aging sort of nootropic. That's a new word that maybe you haven't heard before. It's spelled Nootropic. A nootropic is basically like a nutrient that crosses the blood-brain barrier and is really supportive of brain health and brain function and brain development. There's an acetyl group. I've been calling it the acetyl L-carnitine, right? So acetyl group molecularly lets this nutrient pass the blood-brain barrier and reach your brain and nerves. So it can really help as one of these building blocks to really help boost the function of the nerves and the brain tissue at this very, very, very teeny tiny micro level. And also, as far as the brain, it also accesses that dense collection of mitochondria in brain tissue. So I talked about sort of its benefits for muscle recovery and energy, but also think about all the cells in your brain that have mitochondria and what they need for sort of those rapid fire recall and cognition and memory and mood. Some research has shown that acetyl L-carnitine decreases inflammation. And so a lot of times in autoimmune illnesses, there can be inflammation in the brain. This is just sort of part of that total body inflammation, maybe as a result of leaky gut. So again, some of the studies are looking at the ways in which acetyl L-carnitine can maybe reverse some of the inflammatory processes that may help to reverse early onset dementia and even help people to return to their full cognitive ability. So if you have Hashimoto's, you have autoimmune illness, and you're concerned about not just the brain fog, but some of these other maybe longer term issues, they're really all related, so taking care of our brain today when we're younger, and we're thinking about it is a great way to prevent some of these long-term inflammatory patterns in the brain. There was a study in 2010 that showed that 8 out of 14 total participants, this was a clinical study, they were able to reverse their diagnosis of dementia and return to full cognitive abilities. I find that to be pretty impressive. You can look up that research on PubMed if you just do a search under cognitive function and acetyl L-carnitine. Also, because acetyl L-carnitine is really powerful in terms of increasing circulation and boosting nutrient-rich blood flow to all parts of the body, but especially to the brain, it's really great for supporting brain function if there's been any maybe history of stroke or TIAs or any other sort of neurological cardiovascular issues in the brain. This would be another reason to take it. And also in children, acetyl L-carnitine can help to improve attention and reduce symptoms of ADD and ADHD-like symptoms rather, and even for adults who have mental fatigue, etc. So I'm not going to go over dosing, and just know that if you're curious about this for your children, please work with someone who is qualified. Hopefully a board-certified holistic nutrition practitioner, or speak with your doctor about the benefits of acetyl L-carnitine for your kids. And if you're an adult, you can do some more research online, check out some of my other videos, and you can learn more about other things that are good for the brain. So the bottom line is that acetyl L-carnitine is a great supplement that's been shown to improve mental and physical energy. It improves brain power. It can lower not only systemic inflammation, but also brain inflammation. It can boost circulation, and it can increase focus as well, based on research. So for those of us with Hashimoto's, and as I said, I can tell kind of when symptoms are coming on, when I start to get really foggy, when I start to feel really kind of like moving through mud in my thought process. And a lot of the clients, when I work with them, if they are, telling me, gosh, I'm really having a hard time just kind of boosting my total body energy and working through some of these difficulties with memory and mood, I usually know that acetyl L-carnitine is something that they would benefit from. Now, there's something else that can help those of us with Hashimoto's, and that is carnitine can help to boost weight loss, fat loss, and also the production and support of lean mass. And I've done some other videos about building ways to build lean mass if you have Hashimoto's, and other videos just about Hashimoto's and weight loss, because there's so many complex variables that kind of come into this, right? It's not just a one-size-fits-all answer like calories in versus calories out. Deficiencies, especially in amino acids, can be one of those root cause issues that might be a reason why a person is not able to burn fat as fuel. So again, we're putting the acetyl L-carnitine to turn on those mitochondria and help shuttle fatty acids into the cell, and to turn fatty acids into energy, which is basically ATP, to help power the cells. So this in and of itself is supportive of thermoregulation and for metabolism and for fat burning. Um, so, again, without going into too much of the sort of technological biochemical details, what you need to know is that fatty acids can't get into the cell without this carnitine. It's like a bus, right? So, this carnitine helps to get the fatty acids into the mitochondria, where the mitochondria can turn it into fat, turn the fat into fuel, and turn it into energy so that your body can function at its best. So if you are finding that you're just having difficulty managing body composition, losing weight, and needing support with adjusting some of the numbers on the scale or the numbers with your bioimpedance analysis, being low in carnitine is going to make it really difficult to lose body fat. However, when you begin to supplement with carnitine, your fat metabolism will start to work like a well-oiled machine. And so this is where the supplements can come in. Okay, so let's see. So here's a couple more sort of facts and interesting research statistics that I pulled up for you. There was a study of individuals who were not Hashimoto's patients, but men in their 20s and 30s who were taking carnitine to burn fat with only a change in moderate exercise. They were not doing, long endurance training or running marathons, things like that. Just moderate exercise, and their muscles were able to produce more energy during intense exercise, and in turn, they found that they burned more fat as an outcome of this study. Also, for those of you guys who've been watching some of my videos about low testosterone, as a corresponding symptom with Hashimoto's in men, taking carnitine can help to boost testosterone because it helps to improve testosterone uptake into the receptor sites of cells in the muscles. So it actually doesn't help to produce testosterone. It just helps to make you better at using the testosterone that's in your body. So some of the issues, not only just with low T, is that there's not enough free testosterone, but also that the body, the receptor sites, aren't able to work with it. And so that's where L-carnitine comes in. L-carnitine can also help to improve insulin sensitivity. So for people who are dealing with blood glucose regulation issues, which again, blood sugar regulation, hypoglycemia, reactive hypoglycemia, type 2 diabetes, all of these kind of go hand in hand with low thyroid function. I have a video on that as well. You can also supplement with carnitine to help improve some of these blood sugar dysregulation issues. So let's just talk about sort of the basics with taking any kind of a new supplement. First of all, you want to discuss this with someone who is a qualified practitioner. You can work with me. I do work with clients at a distance virtually. And you can also discuss this change with your doctor. So you could talk to them about, would it be beneficial for you to consider taking acetyl L-carnitine? Would it benefit you without too many side effects? There certainly are some reasons why maybe you would not want to take it if you are concerned about any of the potential side effects like upset stomach or nausea. If you're taking certain medications, those would be things to talk to with your doctor. However, it has not been shown that acetyl L-carnitine interferes in any way with your thyroid medication, so it is safe to add in a dose, a normal dose of acetyl L-carnitine, just right along with your thyroid hormone supplement that you are taking, your thyroid medication. All right, finally, people are probably wondering what the dose is. I mentioned I wasn't going to go into it with kids. I want you to, seek out a qualified practitioner. But what the research shows is that between 1 and 2 grams per day in divided doses is really where we get the most benefits from the standpoint of the brain, and also with some of the other benefits for basically the muscle recovery and potentially fat burning. So 1 to 2 grams per day, I would suggest dividing that into 500 milligram doses throughout the day, preferably between meals. The dosage for kids with ADHD or ADHD-like symptoms is different. A lot of times it depends on body weight, so I want you to make sure not to just start anybody on this without consultation and guidance. But for adults who are just curious about maybe adding this in and you've spoken to your doctor, check out acetyl L-carnitine, get a good quality version of this supplement, and give it a try. See how you feel. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please check out some of my other videos. You can look at the playlist for Hashimoto's. Remember to like, subscribe, share, turn on the notification bell. And I am back every Tuesday and Friday with a new video, so I will see you soon. Thanks.